Welcome to Widowed by 30. We're your hosts, Katey and Taylor. We're here to provide raw truth, guidance, and support to those who may be walking a similar path as ours.
For even those who have no idea what it's like to lose a spouse. So stick around, grab a glass of wine, and hang out as we dive into all things widowhood.
Hello, everyone, again. We're back today with another winged topic. And I'll let Taylor kind of take it away.
Yeah, so this topic's kind of been heavy on my heart lately, and I don't really know how to navigate my feelings on it, and so I am just gonna wing it, and I'm hoping that maybe today's episode will make me feel better and maybe give me some clarity on what exactly I need to do with my life, because I have been okay, first off, the topic I don't even know if we should have named it, but it's pretty much, are you happy being in the same home that you were in with your spouse? Because that is something that I have been struggling with since day one. Honestly, since before Clayton even passed away. Because for instance, like my situation, he was sick. And so, he suddenly started to decline. And there were so many different, and I'll probably cry this episode because it's just so touchy. But I don't know. I've been really struggling with the fact with staying in our home, like the home that we bought together, getting married, having Dallas, like our first child, bringing home our second child, all of these amazing milestones in our lives. And then all of that got
Drowned out.
yeah, I don't even know how to explain. It just kind of started to taper away all the good memories, because all of these bad memories started happening the last few years of us being there. And so, there were so many incidents where, he slowly was declining rapidly. And, he couldn't walk. He fell multiple times. He fell back one time. We were in our bedroom or in our bathroom, and he had to use the restroom, and I was in the living room, and he was so freaking hard-headed that he was like, I got it. And he went to the bathroom with his cane, and he couldn't walk all the way. He was able to go, but he was coming back out, and he straight up, I looked up and I just heard the cane, his walker cane, literally throw, it was in the air. And where my bedroom is to my living, it's my living room and then my bedroom. It's catty corner, so you can see it. But his cane flew, and all I hear is a boom. And he fell. He's 6 foot tall, but he lost his balance and he just fell straight on the tile in our bathroom and busted his head open. And because his head went straight to the ground. And we had to call the ambulance. It was a whole thing. But all of these memories of him doing that, him coming home and being taken care of the last 3 days of his life, him passing away in the same room that I sleep in every single night. It's been tough. And I mean, I've been saying this from the very beginning. It's I don't know if I can stay here. This is just too much. Mentally, I don't think that I can grieve properly with being here. I don't think I can move forward with being here, because as much as I want to hold on to this and to the amazing memories that we have, his sickness took over, and it's president. Yeah. And it's there's, yeah, we still have those good memories, but they don't outweigh the bad.
Right.
And I struggle with wanting to sell the house and then never having it again, or putting it, but then it's me moving, but then I'm am I forgetting him? Am I God, I don't know. I don't know how to really elaborate on that, but it's am I forgetting him if I do take a step and I move? For one, can I afford it? Because I mean, let's for two, is that the right thing to do? Do I
Right.
just rent the house out and then let somebody else live there and me take that as passive income? But then if I move, you can only have a homestead on one house. The
Right.
taxes are crazy. Like, there's just so many things that go into play, but it's like for the last 7.5 months, like it has been back and forth of like, I need to move. Like, I did all of these changes. I did so many upgrades, like $30,000 worth of upgrades. And my house looks amazing, but I don't even have the
Mhm.
urge to put a decoration up. I got the
Yeah.
whole house painted, got California closets come out, all that stuff. And I just like, I'm still so miserable. And you really think like when you kind of make changes to things that it's going to make you feel better. And it made me feel better for a few weeks.
Right.
And then now I'm just like, I don't have the urge like to do anything. Like, I have a bookshelf that was put in by California Closets, and it's literally just like a shrine of Clayton. Like, everything on there is of Clayton. And I want it like that because I want our kids to be able to just like always see pictures, but like on our actual wall, there's nothing. And I have no urge to.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the right decision is to do because I don't want to like let go of the house, but then I also don't think that I can move forward and
Be
like
there.
and survive
Yeah.
because I literally just like catch myself like falling into like the anxiety, the depression, like all of that, and just being
Right. Like you
so
had to watch
unhappy.
him suffer in a way
Yeah.
in that house. And for me here, like,
Like, I had to watch his body get taken out of my bedroom into my
yeah,
living room. Like, all of these things, like the entire house, every single house has a bad memory, and
yeah,
it sucks because like I wanted that to kind of be like our sacred place, where like I could always hold on to him, and like I was like I wanted to stay there. I wanted our kids to like live in the home, that we got together. And then our plan was to always move after 5 years
yeah,
because I wanted our kids to be in a different school district. And so that was always a conversation. But then it's like if we put them in private school, then we could have stayed because I'm really big on like the schools that they go to.
yeah.
But now just like everything is kind of turned upside down and like I don't have him to consult with. But
Right. And to help
you know,
you make those decisions on what to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm battling that right now. Like, and I go through phases where I'm like I'm just numb to it right now, whatever. But then I go through phases where I'm just like, I have to get out of here. But
Yeah.
then realistically, I'm not going to get a rent house temporarily for the amount that I pay my mortgage.
Hmm.
So like like I have to like it has to all make sense.
Right.
I can't just
Financially, mental, like just all aspects of it. And like the market nowadays is way different than when I'm sure y'all bought y'all's house. So,
yeah, and I mean, we refinanced like 2 years ago, so our interest rate was like whenever COVID was going on, so we have a really good interest rate,
yeah.
and that has a lot to play with it too. And it's just like, as much as I want to like jump ship, I have to be smart about it too. And
Right.
so I can't put my kids in like a dilemma of, oh, okay, well, mommy might not be able to afford to pay our mortgage, like or
Yeah.
whatever it is, because I'm like trying to just escape. But how do I balance that? Because I literally
Right.
have to, I sleep in the room that he died in.
Yeah.
Like, it's torture.
Right. And like, I don't know. For me, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
We sold our house in Colorado. We moved here and we have acreage, a gorgeous house. Like Josh could literally open the back door and hunt. He could shoot a deer and bring it and skin it and we'd have meat in the freezer. And like this is where he wanted to be. And so like for me, I don't think I could ever leave because one, like I didn't have to go through what you went through in this house. So it's like I don't have Do I have memories of, oh, we were standing right there and I remember we had a huge argument? Like, sure, but every freaking house has that. And that's
Right.
completely different. And here, like, there's so many things we wanted to do and like these projects we started that, I'm like, I'm going to finish them. As hard as it's
Yeah.
going to be, I'm going to finish them. And I'm going to work on making this house feel like we wanted it to feel, to bring me closer to him. I don't know, and so like I couldn't even, has the thought crossed my mind? Do I sell the house? Do we move back to Texas? What do we do? Yeah, of course. And does it still cross my mind? Yes. But I don't think I ever could, because he was his happiest here,
Yeah.
And so like I couldn't even imagine being in your shoes, and that thought process that you literally have to deal with every single day, being in your own home,
Yeah. And
and that's a mental toll.
like people that are like our family and stuff, there's like, I mean, for instance, Clayton's mom, like I felt so bad because she didn't want to come over for a while because, that's where he passed. And it's like, I understand, but at the same time, like I live it.
Yeah,
I live it every
every
single
single
day.
day.
Like I can't escape it. And that's the thing, is it's like I want to move so bad. And it's like I'm even to the point, because like I've always battled with like my next house is gonna be like what I want.
Yeah,
Right. And so I'm even considering like downgrading and getting a not like my house is really nice. You've been in it. Like
yeah, yeah,
it's a very nice home. And I'm over here like, well, do I just downgrade just to get a breath of fresh air and be able to breathe? And like, is that going to make me feel better? I don't know. But I think that it's going to put me in
right,
a better situation than I am right now, because I
yeah,
just keep getting pulled back every day because of where I am.
yeah,
Like, and going to like friends' houses and like change my scenery and stuff like that really does help. So it's like, imagine me just being able to make that move and,
yeah.
you know, start fresh, but then I battle with I'm
Letting it go.
I'm letting that like our home go, and then I feel like I'm letting him go. And that's I don't want to do that.
Right. And I think, from the outside looking in, and just listening to you talk, you made the comment a little bit ago about like y'all had that 5-year plan where y'all were going to be in the house for 5 years. Is that something you just stick with? Because that was y'all's plan together.
Yeah.
And when you hit that 5-year mark, and granted, I don't know when that is, but when you hit that
This
5-year mark,
this next year.
oh shit.
Yeah, like it's been 4 years since May.
Gosh. Well, and then like the other thing that people always say, it's like, don't make any big decisions in the first year of losing someone.
I know,
That
but it's so hard. Like I'm
it,
almost 8 months in, and it's like, you want me to suffer for another 5 months, like, or
right.
6 months, however long? Like, that's so
It
easy for people to say when they're not in
say
it.
when they're not living it. I know. And I don't, it's like, I
I
wish
know,
I
and
had
that's it. Like
answers
nobody
to
has
tell
the
you, like, this is what needs to happen. This is the rule book and the handbook of how you handle
yeah,
these situations, because there isn't an answer for all of this. Like,
yeah. And I've prayed
it's
about it, and
the
like
blind
it,
leading the blind.
yeah. No, and everybody's like, just pray about it. I'm like, I keep praying about it, but I still don't have a clear answer.
Right.
And then like,
And
what if I do it and then I make a wrong decision, or what if I stay and then I just fall into a depression? Like,
because it was
I
the only
can't.
thing you had left of him. And granted, that's not the only thing you have left of him, but I mean, that is a big thing, is a
That's a huge
house that
thing.
you
Yeah.
purchased together.
Mhm.
And yes, y'all had all of these amazing memories, but when those bad memories just keep like pulling you
They
back
trumped
in.
them. Yeah. I mean, every
It's
place in our house, like there's something.
yeah.
And like people are like, well, why don't you stay in like your son's room, and things like that. But it's like I still have to go to my room. I
Right.
still have to go into our restroom. Like I can't just put tape on it and
Right.
never go in there again. That's
Right.
that's not
And you gotta
realistic.
walk through the door. You gotta walk down the hallway. Like
Yeah.
every place in the house, there I'm sure is a
A reminder
memory
of
that
him.
resurfaces that you don't want to have to think about.
And then it puts me in a funk.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't just keep
There's not a
living.
switch that
Yeah.
you can just turn it off. They just the simplest things. And you could be in Dallas's room, but then it's like, oh, I remember sitting in here and this happened. It doesn't
It's
matter.
everywhere. Yeah. Like I remember
Yes.
Dallas or Clayton being in there while Dallas was little, and us doing little things like that together and stuff like that. But then I also remembered whenever he got so bad, he couldn't even walk into Dallas's room,
Yes.
right? Like
So
he
it's
would
like that
try and he
constant.
couldn't. Like it's always something. And
Yeah.
like no matter what it is, like I can't turn it off and I can't escape it. And so it's like how much longer do I put myself through this
Right.
for me to just like not have the clarity
Yeah.
of it? And it's like, do I just make a bold decision and do it?
And just
Fig-
do it and see
See if
what
that
the
helps.
outcome.
And yeah, like but then it's like I do it and I'm still miserable and then I lost my house.
Right. And it's
But yeah, it's just like the back and forth of like, do I stay? Do I go? And I mean, like I've talked to family about it and they're like, well, you've been pretty consistent on like, you can't stay there. So I think, at
like,
this
is that your
point,
sign of
yeah,
like
like
just
you
the
always go
constant
back
back
to
to I
moving.
need to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a lot. And I don't
It
know
is.
how to navigate it. And I don't know if, somebody watching this that has been a widow longer than us, like if you've gone through that and you have any advice, I would love for you to reach out and give me all the advice because I don't know what I'm doing here. Um, like even just going through like his medicines, his
Mhm.
medicines, like his clothes, like I have every single t-shirt that he had in my
Yeah.
room, like
Yeah.
every single one because I wear them all the time. But at the same time, like I had to, clean out some of his stuff to make room for other things, like my stuff. And so all of his like pants and stuff like that are in the garage. I'm like, they're just sitting there. Like they haven't been put up yet. And so like every time I walk into the garage, like, oh, well, this is when he first got in his little his little wheelchair thing, and we were testing it out, and like him going all throughout the house, learning how to do it, like just so many different memories that pop up, and it's all in result to like his cancer, his sickness,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the hospital bed being in our room, like just all of that. And I literally sleep like how our bed is positioned is like where his hospital bed was.
Yeah.
But then like I don't want like I only sleep on his side now. So
See, I'm the same way. Like I refuse to sleep on my side because it's like sleeping on my side makes me feel lonely because he's not there to fill up that
mhm.
space.
Yeah.
So whereas sleeping on his side,
Yeah.
and it's
I
weird that the simplest thing like that, like
and I
yeah,
used to
there's
be
still
scared.
empty
I used to be
space.
terrified to sleep on his side because like I'm like really weird about like open doors and like things like that at night. Like I was traumatized as a kid watching scary movies and like he used to make fun of me
So
because
his side's closest to the door.
yes, in the
As it
closet.
should be. The man should always sleep closest to the door for
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah, and so but now like it was like no question, I did it.
Yeah.
Or like whenever he was gone, I was like, I can't sleep on my side anymore. Like I can't sleep at all. But the second I go on his side, like I'm still up, but I feel more at peace.
Yes,
Because it's like
I'm the
he
same
slept
way.
here for years, and like this
It
was
makes
no
you
matter
feel closer to them.
no matter what house we were in, it was always whatever bed we had, it was that side.
Yeah.
So I I sleep on his side of the bed, but I don't know. And I'm sure that's gonna be my new normal side for the rest of my life. And I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Like I just grew a pair of balls and I can conquer it all.
Yeah.
But one thing I can't conquer is this feeling. And I just feel like
I
I
know.
can't like be successful in life if I'm drowning.
Right. I know. And I don't know. And this is what I recently did. And I don't know if it's going to fix this feeling for you, but like for me, like our bedroom has always just been a special place for multiple reasons. Um, like, but
Sorry,
it's
Mom. Sorry,
because
Dad.
we had the rule in our marriage that when we walk into our bedroom, whatever we were bickering or arguing about in the rest of the house, like we walk into the bedroom and you let that shit go. Like
Good.
you get over it. You say I love you. When we get in bed, like you're gonna hold me tight. Like that was just how our relationship worked. And
Yeah.
so our bedroom is good memories, happy memories. Even if I wanted to like roll over and like give him an elbow, like it's good memories. And one of the things on our to-do list for the house was like, okay, what are we going to do with the bedroom? Like at, as far as like remodel, whatever. And, you know, we never got to that. So last week in the 24 hours I had of free time, I was like, I'm starting a project. Let me not finish all the other ones I started. And I redid
Yeah.
our bedroom. And
You know
I
what's
bought,
so funny is we have the same bedroom furniture.
do we
I noticed
really?
that. Yeah, like the same dressers and stuff.
I never
The
paid
only
attention when I went over.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't have that headboard and I've been going back and forth on it is because of my cats. I don't want them to mess up
Mess up.
the
Gotcha.
fabric. But
The
I
fabric on the backing. Yeah.
Mhm.
But like I got all new bedding, decor, everything. The only thing that stayed the same is like the furniture and mattress and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I got new ceiling fans, like everything.
Wow.
And like just being in there now that it is like what we wanted, or like it's just different, but it's still the same. So it's like, and I don't know, and it's hard for me to even say that because like Clayton was on hospital, you know, like it's just different because you do have those bad memories in there of watching him having to go through that. But like doing that refresh, it's like I also see it as like now it's my space. You know, like this is where I come to spend my time when I just need a moment and just to be, you know, and like walking in my room, I'm just like,
Yeah.
just because I love the way it looks. I don't know. And maybe like you were saying, it's a temporary fix. 3
Yeah.
months from now, I could be like, well, this didn't fucking change anything.
Well,
Like it
that's kind
worked
of
for
where
3
I'm
months and
at
that's it.
because I did all the changes in the house. Like I did my closet and I did the built-ins and like Clayton would have loved the built-ins because he like I just know he would have. But you know, I that stuff was so much money and I did it because I was like, I need to be able to breathe.
Some change. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did it. And then here we are a few months later and I'm right back to where I started. And it's like, I
Yeah.
don't have the money to just
Keep
blow and keep
doing shit
changing
in the
everything in the
house. Yeah.
house. That's in a month or two gonna make me just miserable again. Like
Yeah.
I might as well just sell it and
Yeah.
put that money that I make off of the house on a down payment on a new house.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just really, really struggling with that this week and I don't know how to
Go
I
about
don't know
it.
what to yeah, and I don't know what to
You don't
do.
know the answer.
Clayton was always that person to give me the answer, and now I don't have that, and it's not like I've always thought for myself. Anybody who knows our relationship knows that I'm definitely the difficult one, and I my way or no way. And but he was pretty headstrong, but he just was so knowledgeable. Like he always led me into like a very okay, well, this is why we could do this. Like it was like
Right.
black and white. Like he could explain it to me the way that nobody
He was
else
that
could.
logical thinker that could think like
And
3
I was
steps
the
ahead.
irrational one. Yes.
That's how Josh
Yeah.
and I were. Like he always had, okay, well, if it works out this way, well then this, and this could happen, but then this, and this could happen.
Well, and then also too, like him and I had the conversation about, we have tough fucking conversations when you're literally like, you have days left or weeks left with somebody. And we have those tough conversations. And I mean, the house was one of them. And he didn't only give me a straight freaking answer, but
I was just about to ask if y'all had talked about.
We did. And he said that he would support me. Like he was okay with either way, whichever way I wanted to go that would make me feel better. He respected and he was on board with because
But then
I'm
that
the one
doesn't
that
help
has to
because
live
you
it.
don't know what's going to make you feel
Yeah.
better.
And I told him, I said, I need you to tell me. And he's like, I can't do that, babe. Like, that's something that, and he straight up said, like, you're going to have to learn to make these decisions without me.
Right.
And like, that's like a gut, like, it's like a punch to the stomach, but
yeah. But then
it's true.
kind of at the same time, it's hearing that it's almost kind of like a blessing he didn't give you an answer, because what if he was like, no, you need to stay in the house?
Yeah. And then I was like miserable.
And then you were miserable. And then you would have that struggle of,
yeah,
he didn't want me to get rid of the house and I cannot be here anymore. So, and I don't know, I always try to find the positive in everything. And so it's like, yeah, he didn't give you that clarity on what to do, but the positive side to that is
he
at
supported me
least
no matter
he
what.
didn't, and you were feeling the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
And
the fact
if
that
he told you he was going to support you in whatever decision you wanted to make, just go into when you make that decision knowing that, that he is going to be there with you every step of the way, even though you don't know
what it is,
how that's going to play out or what exactly you want to do in that situation. And my heart hurts for you that you have that struggle, because like your home should be
like your sacred place,
your
and
sacred safe
yeah.
space. And it sucks knowing that you don't get that.
And I think that that's like another reason why I'm always like, I need to like go and I need to do things and not be home.
Yeah.
Because like I'll be gone all day long, but then the second I go home and I'm home
that
for
cloud is back over you.
And it's like, doesn't matter how great of a day I had.
The second you walk through that door. Yeah.
Yeah. It's overpowering. And it's like, it really does just feel like, I mean, I don't know if like Satan's just like testing me, or like whatever it is, like just trying to pull me down and steer me away from God. And I'm really trying to like, go towards God. And like, they always say like the devil goes after you 10 times harder when you're trying to get your life on track, and I know that, but it's rough. And I know that the devil tries on the weak, and I'm weak right now.
And yes. And he's doing anything and everything he can in his power to suck you in. And, I feel like these are one of those moments, and it's like, yeah, you can pray about it, but it's like you pray about it in a different way of, okay, do I sell my house or do I stay? It's like, God, just keep me in your presence, like don't let me fall. Give me the strength, just to keep conquering each day.
Yeah.
On a different aspect, because as long as you can keep the strength and keep pushing through each day, that will be what helps you make that decision.
I guess like I need somebody to just tell, like I need Clayton or I need God to just give me the green light, move or not to move. Like just tell me what to do because I'm not doing good with this.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to walk, or you're going to get home later today and there's going to be like a thing on your front door that's like, are you interested in selling your house? And
I get those all the time.
that's your sign.
But it's because like when your spouse passes, the people,
They-
wholesalers
yeah.
like are vultures.
They are.
It's so freaking annoying and like so inconsiderate and just disgusting to me.
I know.
Because they want to
That's
like
one of those
lowball
things.
you.
I know. And you wish it was coming from like a different standpoint.
Yeah. And I'm like, I literally like, they'll call me like all the time, like every day. And I'm like, I'm a real estate agent. If I'm going to sell my house, I'm going to fucking sell it.
Look the shit up. Like,
Like-
even if I was selling, you wouldn't be the agent I'd use.
No.
I'd use myself.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
it
know.
sucks.
My heart hurts for you in that aspect because like being home is my favorite thing on most days. Yeah, there's days where I'm like, I need to get out of the house, but like being here is where I feel the closest to Josh.
Yeah.
And so like that breaks my heart knowing that for you, it's not like that.
So like I wish it was that easy of just like selling the house, going and staying with family or friends for a few months to just kind of wrap my head around things and then decide like what city I want to live in.
Yeah.
And then go buy a house because I do get access to, coming soon properties or new builds, and things like that. Like I do have that privilege because I am an agent, but is that realistic?
Right. Yeah.
In a fairy tale land, yes. But
yeah. It's a decision that requires a lot of thought process behind it.
Putting everything in my house in a storage. Like there's just so many things that go into it. And it's like I don't ever want to make anybody
feel like an inconvenience.
Yes, or that,
in their life.
I'm putting a burden on them because they have all of these other things going on in them. And like they all come from such a good place.
Yeah.
But it's like my mom's like, whenever, like come in, come stay with us. But it's like you don't have the room to live. Like, coming over and stuff.
To spend a night, whatever. Yeah.
But living?
Yeah.
No, we'd kill each other because that like there's no way. And we have a good relationship right now.
Yeah. Let's not put a damper on that.
Yeah. So that's kind of all I have about it. But I just really needed to talk and vent and cry about it because it's just been so rough. Yeah. And it's been like that, but this week's been especially hard.
Yeah. And maybe you going through that struggle this week will give you some clarity in what to do. But the flip side of that coin is maybe not, maybe you go through the struggle and you're still like, what the fuck? What am I thought the struggle was going to lead me to
an answer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that like once we air this, that maybe some people can, give me some feedback on like their experiences and then maybe that will give me some clarity.
Yeah.
That's kind of my hope. So we'll see.
I know. I wish I was more help in that department. But then, selfishly, I don't because like I wouldn't
and I don't wish
to have
this
to
on
make
anybody.
that decision. Yeah.
And that's it. Like you don't wish even on your worst enemy, you don't want them to ever feel this type of pain.
Right.
Because it's the unthinkable. Like it really is.
Yeah. And like, you're mentioning the struggle you have like being in your house. Like for me, my struggle is like driving. And that's why I want to be home all the time because like Josh was in an accident.
Right.
And so anytime I'm driving down like a back road or a road with a curve, like it's instantly I'm reliving it.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going today. What route am I taking? Yeah. Because I will avoid that as much
all
as
costs.
possible. But then
Right.
like the other shitty
Where
thing
he
is
was,
like,
question really quick, where he was,
yeah,
like, do you ever have to take that road
no.
for anything? Okay, good.
I mean, I have to? No. And I still haven't driven down there. Like I haven't gone out there to put a cross, like to like mark the spot, because I'm not ready for that yet. You know, I'm not ready to live that, and
Yeah.
I'm just not there yet. But you know, and then like the other thing, we live in like central Louisiana. It's logging country out here, and like he was hauling logs when his accident happened. Everywhere you look, there's a logging truck. And so even if I avoid these roadways,
Yeah.
you still see the trucks. And
Right.
so I still find myself like when I'm passing one, like I look to see if it's him, you know, and like it makes me smile at times, but then at other times it's like it fucking sucks because I know it's not him, and I know
Yeah.
it will never be him again. So,
Yeah.
you know, like there's always where you struggle in one department, like I struggle in the other, and like no one person has it harder or
Yeah.
easier. Like
It's just
there's
different.
just it's different for everybody. Because it's I don't know, it just is, and
Yeah.
it sucks
Yeah.
that there's like your life is just not the same ever
Yeah.
again after going through something like this.
And I know we've
So
said this before, like trying to find our new normal and stuff, but it really something
it
that
puts a
like,
damper
yeah.
on trying to figure that out, because you could be trying as hard as possible to find this new normal, and
Yeah.
like
But what's
everything
normal? What's
triggers.
the right thing to do?
What?
What's
Yeah.
the
Where's the handbook on that?
anybody got one?
I know. Uh, and it's like they say, you make your own. Okay, but come on now. Like when your
Yeah.
husband was the one that you were like, well, you know, I'm going back and forth between, and he was kind of like that
The decision
decision
maker.
maker.
Like you
And
might have presented it to him, but then he was like, "Let's go this route," you know. But it's like
right,
deep down, like inside, you knew that's what you wanted, but you couldn't make
couldn't
that
make that
decision. So he
decision.
had to say it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And it was the type where it's like, because I'm such an overthinker to begin with. And
me
it's
too.
like, is that the right decision? Am I just overthinking it? And I'd bring it to him, and it's like, no, like everything you're saying makes sense. It's like, okay, cool. But why do I doubt myself? I don't know.
I
Like,
think that's just
I
a
am
struggle that,
woman. Like,
yeah,
you know,
we all
just
go through it.
having that man to just like, and no, I'm not saying like I need a man to make my decisions, but when you have that partnership and you talk with each other about everything, it's hard having that completely ripped away and trying to figure out, like, I have to make all of these decisions. Like, there's no splitting it
Yeah,
anymore. And it's a lot, and it's overwhelming big time.
yeah. No, I agree.
So
That's all I have. Thank you for letting me just get all that out.
you're welcome. And I love you so much. And I
Love
will
you.
be praying for you in that aspect, in that department of your grief process, because you know, like as often as we talk and communicate, like I had no idea, you know,
Yeah,
that that was something you were struggling with. um so thank you for sharing that with me, because that even brings like a blessed feeling, I guess, kind of, in like I try and find the positive in everything, where it's
right.
like I feel blessed that I don't have to feel like that being at home, you
Yeah.
know. It's
And then
eye
like
opener.
also too, like doing it on this, this like the whole reason for the podcast is like I know I'm not the only one that has felt like this or am feeling like
Yeah.
this. And so
Yeah.
just so somebody else out there, like they're not alone in
Right.
this feeling.
Knowing that it's something they're struggling with as well, and then they know they're not alone, and someone who
Yeah.
lost their husband or wife, spouse, parent, sibling, whatever, in a car accident. Like, I'm going through it too. I have those thoughts and
Yeah.
drowning feelings about all of that too. So this is exactly why we do what we're doing, is
Yeah.
for ourselves. Yes, like, it helps us. This one was kind of like a vent session in a way,
Mhm.
but it's like, I feel like the vent sessions are the best ones, because it really
Yeah.
is just us being real and people can relate.
Yeah. I agree.
So
All right. Well, that's all I have for today. I love you as always.
we love y'all, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
Bye.